Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about something quite interesting. And what is that, you might be asking? It is 5 underrated abilities. So these are across both the plants and the zombies. Not really character specific at all, just across the whole game, 5 abilities. When I do some analyzing, watching other people's videos, I don't see people using these abilities, or I see people choosing other abilities over these abilities I'm going to be speaking about today. So yes, I'm finally back, gonna make some more videos. It's gonna be very awesome. And don't forget, it takes 1 second to subscribe and leave a comment what ability you guys think is underrated, or an ability you guys would like me to talk about in a video of its own. So this is in no particular order. These are just 5 different abilities that I think are really underrated. Let's start off with one that I find very interesting, and it is the stink cloud. Now, I searched up 5 random different videos of people playing the soldier, and all 5 of them, the videos, the people had the super stink cloud equipped. Now, the thing about the super stink cloud is it does more damage than the regular stink cloud, but there's a lot of downsides. First of all, it takes a longer time to recharge. So yes, the damage is nice, but there is some secret quirks to the regular stink cloud, along with its better recharge. And what is that, you might be asking? Well, for one, it's better at protecting yourself. It does less damage than the super stink cloud, but it's better at hiding in. But why do I say that? Well, there's a cool trick you can use. By using the hat, the Gnome's Perspective, which is collected in the backyard underneath, or there's another hat you could use. So you could use the Gnome's Perspective, or you could use the hat I like to use, the Leprechaun hat, which you could get by logging on St. Patrick's Day. If you go ahead in and you put down the stink cloud, you could actually stand in the stink cloud and shoot people while you're in it if you wear either of those hats. So other people can't see you, but you can see through the stink cloud. And this thing lasts for quite a while, and as you can see, it recharges quite a bit. So if you play kind of campy, this is actually a really good strategy. For example, you could be behind a corner. Let's say the point is right over here. You have a height advantage, since there's a lot of points in the game where there's a height advantage. Most places have a wall, so let's pretend this boxer bot is a wall. You could put down the stink cloud here. You could pull off a corner glitch along with them not being able to see you. So you could shoot beside the wall, not be visible, and have this big thing blocking you. So yeah, it's a very underrated ability. I'd recommend giving it a try out with the Gnome's Perspective or the Leprechaun hat, because it's just a really fun strategy to do. Definitely recommend using the regular stink cloud. The super stink cloud is still good, but I think the regular stink cloud is quite underrated. They're both very good abilities. So what is the next ability that I'm going to be talking about? Well, it is the nugget mines. Nugget mines. So these are something I've talked about quite a bit, and the game doesn't tell you how they work. When you look at the description, it says that it really talks about they have a great sense of humor, and they don't do as much damage. Yeah, that's true, but that's not how you're supposed to use them. A lot of people, when playing cacti, they don't know how to deal with getting rushed. So the thing that's interesting about the potato nugget mines, and this is something that I like to do with the portal, and I'll show you why. So potato nugget mines, they each do 50 damage, but the frame that a zombie touches them, or for example the frame they go out, it'll do damage. It'll do 50 damage immediately. So for example, I spawn it in, it'll explode. See, look, as you can see, it's exploding the frame I put it out. So that's kind of how it works when there's a zombie. It makes a great counter towards mechs and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely recommend using the nugget mines, especially if you play more aggressively, as well as when you're on offense. On offense, the regular potato mines aren't as useful. Yes, they are, but these are probably better because you're playing more aggressive, and you could definitely snag some kills if a scientist tries to rush you. Just 2 of these will explode the scientist, or just 4 will kill a superhero. So yeah, very, very good ability, I recommend. Definitely trying that one, as a lot of people don't know the secret use of them. very cool use. So what is the next ability that I'm going to be talking about? It is actually something you might not be thinking of, and it is the Future Parrot Pal. Future Parrot Pal is slower than the regular Parrot Pal. Also, I just realized if you look at the description, it says that the Parrot Pal is a woman. I never knew that. It's interesting. Only playable woman zombie in Garden War 2. Anyway, so the regular Parrot Pal is really fast. It only has 5 health, and the weapon is affected by drop off, but its airstrike is still good. It has 8 bombs opposed to 10 that the other Parrot Pal has, but the speed is really the main thing that this has over the Future Parrot Pal. And as you can see, it does a circle formation of the airstrike. So it's a good ability, but I think they're both really good, but I actually prefer using the Future Parrot Pal. So the reason for that is the extra health is nice, which is true. That's just another bonus of the ability, and it is slower, but as you can see, it's not even that slow. Now, the thing that's interesting about this ability is that it actually doesn't suffer from any damage drop off, which is really nice. If you could get really good with this thing from range, like 12 damage per headshot is really good. Another thing is the airstrike on this is just simply better in every way than the other one. It does an X formation as opposed to the other one doing a circle, so you could put it'll mark exactly like when the projectiles hit a target, it actually does damage. So as you can see, it does like an X formation, and it actually has 10 explosions opposed to the other one's 8. So the airstrike is better. So I think the primary being better and the airstrike being better makes this a better ability. And I always just, as someone who mains the pirate class, I definitely prefer the Future Parrot Pal over the regular one. We're actually going to go back to the soldier class for the next ability. We're going to be talking about multi-rocket. Multi-rocket has a really bad reputation, and I think that's because of the multi-shuck being awful. Multi-rocket isn't though. So difference is obviously there's more projectiles, but speaking of projectiles, the projectile speed of the multi-rocket is super duper fast. So the ZPG is a great ability, and it's an instant kill. It's a really good ability. It's the best ability to counter Gatling, and it's really good up close. But as you can see, the projectile, it's not the fastest thing in the world, and even if you're really far away, you can react to it. You could hop out of Gatling or hop out of your solar flare beam. However, the multi-rocket, these have a much faster velocity than the ZPG. These things go flying. So yes, it does less damage, but the faster projectile speed is actually pretty good. So this ability does have a use. And it still does 200 damage if you hit all 4, so it's still a ton of damage. However, I do think so yeah, I definitely recommend giving multi-rocket a shot. So you could kind of shoot beforehand, and just shoot out the multi-rocket, and you could kill mostly anything. So if you like the faster projectile speed, or if you enjoy faster projectile speed, play more long range, I recommend giving the multi-rocket a second chance. We're actually going back onto pirates for the final ability of today. And what is that ability, you might be asking? It is the Cannon Rodeo. Cannon Rodeo is an ability I never really see. It's kind of forgettable. Maybe because it's the only pirate ability that doesn't have any alternate abilities, but this is a really good ability. So the Cannon Rodeo does 50 direct damage, 20 splash, which is really useful because a lot of times with a pirate you could get someone low, but then they hide behind a corner. This thing's high splash damage is really useful for getting people behind corners, especially if you're playing a character like Captain Squawk. You could just finish them off with the Cannon Rodeo. The projectiles are really good. You have 5 of them, of course. Just really strong. Of course, you could use it to get rid of chompers, which is nice too. And as you could see, it has a very good recharge. So on Captain Cannon, this isn't the most useful thing in the world. But however, on the other pirates, if someone's behind a corner, this is actually an incredibly useful ability. And I think I don't know if it is the most underrated ability in the game, but it is a really, really good ability. I really recommend giving it a second chance, because I think a lot of people just kind of forget about it. But no, it's a pretty scary ability. It's good. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry if my voice sounded a little weird. I'm getting over a cold. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm looking forward to making more videos for you guys. Take care and have a good one. Bye.